So if 1 million people got killed last year from allopathic procedures and drugs and hospitals and stuff like that, let's see, how many is that a day? Is that frightening? I think we've just gotten so complacent in our world that we accept that. And the FDA is willing to accept that as, for what? For the good of the people, because of the rest of the drug, say 10% of a drug has the potential to kill you, but 90% has a chance to, well, there's so many other side effects. So if you look at maybe the percentage that could help a symptom a little bit is 50%. Long-term use of drugs, of course, creates so much cancer and lymph suppression that if you added that on, it's just a nightmare every way you look at pharmaceuticals. There's a couple of them, I agree, that are helpful and essential in times of need. But homeopathics have the same issue with no toxicity to them and no deaths and things like this. So homeopathic should be the key factor in this country. Europe learned that years ago. Germany, all these people went homeopathy. Portugal. So you have the allopaths, but you have major homeopaths and naturopaths, and just a big difference there. Neuron interface. Thank you for your hard work, and thank you so much, Neuron Interface. First, blueberries are listed as acidic. Yeah, I think this guy was answering your questions there. But when something's a little acidic but really good for you and packed with nutrition, who cares? Because the bulk of it's probably going to give you an alkaline ash anyway. How big of a difference in detox and regeneration does organic versus non-organic produce make? Well, organic is obvious. Much more powerful, hydroponics more powerful still, oceanponics still more powerful than hydroponics. Oceanponics is the way we need to go on this planet until we refurbish our soils. And then we can get back and have some decent food again. But I don't know how far we are away from farmers waking up and people thinking, wow, our food source isn't too good. Right now they keep eating in restaurants and fancy food places and stuff like that. And I remember Shania Twain and her husband at the time, Mutt, invited me over to France and then Switzerland, and they were very, very lovely people. Eileen is such a sweetheart. Mutt is a good old friend. But she would take us to all these top chefs, top French chefs of the world, and their restaurants. And they were pretty cute places, but I didn't really find one French chef that knew how to cook vegetarian worth a hoot. And I did say cook. Let's see, how big of a difference. The book says tea is a good alternative to tinctures. Tea isn't a good alternative. It's a cheaper alternative and a good alternative, there's no question. Even when you boil tea, it's got power. Remember, you boil roots and barks and things like that, and leaves and flowers, you just steam them because they break down real easy. You don't have to overdo those. But your teas are real powerful. Well, even with this tea of ours, the Hill All Tea, I have a lot of testimonials from people out there that have cured themselves of cancer just with the tea and a little diet change. Some people, this one herbalist had a basal cell. They took the medical people removed it, and it came back as squamous. She used the Hill All Tea 5 cups a day for 2 weeks, and we got a letter from her. We don't know who she is. She said, I have no more squamous cell cancer left after that. And I don't believe she even mentioned changing her diet. So I thought that was pretty good testimonial to show you the power of these herbs. I mean, herbs are great. We all, pharmaceutical companies, all of us need to hold hands and start walking toward the herbal factory and get new farmers growing organic herbs. And I mean, and planting fruit trees. Quit these dairy farmers. And, I think we've got a couple of Amish dairy farmers to convert, but let me see. Should teas be from fresh herbs or packaged dry products? Fresh herbs are always the best. I mean, if you can get fresh herbs and take them, they're always the best, but you got to be careful because some of them are very potent fresh. That's the ultimate, in my opinion. Everything is ultimate fresh. The animals would have the fresh side of this. But in a world like ours and using it to help people, you have to dry them. But you can see even in a dried state and even cooked, they come around and help you and love you and heal you. How could you beat that? I mean, you could take Lupron or some other testosterone or estrogen inhibitor and, kill yourself. Whew. You often say not to worry about calories or deficiencies. Well, yeah, why would you? If I were starting on a 100% fruit diet, would negative experiences be from detox and never from deficiencies? Well, there's no really such thing as deficiencies per se. Your body, someday maybe we'll sit down and have an interesting conversation of the reality of chemistry versus magnetics, and really, do you need any chemistry at all? If you looked at one level as a chemist, the world is just nothing but chemistry. And as I said before, from the physicist's viewpoint, all the world is nothing but frequencies of electromagnetic energy. So as long as you're getting energy and you're consuming constituents etherically, do you really need to eat more mundanely? Now, a lot of you are experiencing this to some degree. Some of you are telling me, I just can't handle vegetables anymore. And a lot of you have said this to me already. I just don't like vegetables anymore. I just don't feel like eating them anymore. You are now at a high level, and that is incredible, because that's exactly what I experienced. It's like, why would I want something like vegetables that are hard to chew? They don't no taste to them. Okay, no, give me those fruits, because that's where all the nutrition is. I don't know where we are, but I can only tell you that you'll get to these high levels where and then when I was mono eating, I didn't want anything else. The oranges I had plenty of nutrition. Wasn't deficient. I wasn't nothing. So scratch deficiencies and put either malabsorption and utilization problems. Utilization of nutrition is the next step that most practitioners need to realize. Adrenal steroids are how most of your minerals are utilized, but which one? Calcium. And where does calcium utilize from? Parathyroid gland. So once you understand how the glands work and what their job is, then there's so many steps. So I don't get a deficiency in calories. Who cares? How many animals do you know think of that? Is this going to give me enough calories for the day, Mom? What do you think? Man, it's just so funny. Would I never have to worry about deficiencies? Never worry. If you're worried about deficiencies, get our superfood blend and suck it down. There's more nutrition than 20 animals get in a day. But it isn't about nutrition, is it? That's a piece of cake. There's all levels of this. What is it about? What is man's problem? Besides all the other things. Yeah. Lymph. Lymph. Don't forget the fluid that is 3/4 of interstitial fluids that deals with the acid side of chemistry. That's the gnarly one. Hi, Dr. Morse. Can you please explain to me the protocol for adrenal exhaustion? Whew. Well, let me see here. And how to heal them, especially if they are atrophied. Ooh, that's not good. I've been getting mixed, meaning deteriorated. I've been getting mixed messages from some docs to take glandulars, B vitamins, minerals, meat to heal them. Oh, God. Well, glandulars are meat, maybe in its own way, but if your adrenals are that bad, I highly recommend glandulars. I do. The problem is which glandulars. So we've got some hot sources here. So we are going to offer you some of the best glandulars, because we're going to start making our own. And they're going to be nothing but the best. And because when you've got atrophied or decayed adrenal glands, which you might think that's far-fetched, but I can tell you the young people almost are coming in with these degenerative adrenal glands. Oh yeah, I had one boy in here yesterday, poor little fella, couldn't sit still, blood pressure 80 over. Now, I haven't even got into his kidneys or cleaned him up a little bit. He's probably going to see 70 over. That's right. It's another ADD, ADHD case, and it's just common. And this is that not only in the youth, it's in the teenagers, it's in the 30-year-olds. See it all the time. So I definitely use glandulars. I like my adrenal form because I like the herbs in there for building the adrenal glands. So between herbs for the adrenal glands and the glandulars, you're at the top of the mountain. B vitamins, don't waste your time. Nothing else is out there that's at this level, that a performance that can make those adrenals regenerate. What would be the other thing that would be key for you to do? It would be to get those kidneys filtering, wouldn't it? Now, the adrenal glands are there, and they affect that, that's for sure, but you really want to hit the kidneys with kidney formulas and lymphatic formulas, because what you want to do, if they're decayed, the reason your adrenal glands are decayed are why? It's right. It's not the blood flowing through them, is it? It's the lymph not flowing through them properly. And that's all the kidneys. You know, it's funny how that is to me, is that originally probably the kidneys got beat up with the proteins, which then affected the adrenals. And then, of course, the adrenals went down more, and then the kidneys went down more. And then now we have both kidney and adrenals down. So, yeah, it's a mess. But we can regenerate. The body's an incredible regenerator, and so you guys learn the secrets, and that's what I'd do. I'd get that lymph moving in your body no matter what. Get that lymph, because the adrenal glands have a lymph system in them just like any other tissue, and that's what breaks them down, is the acids. Same thing as the thyroid, the same thing as the heart or liver, same thing. So you really want to hit on those kidneys and the lymph system, and at the same time use a glandular. And if it's really that decayed, you might have to suck down some glandulars at a pretty good level. Meat to heal, I don't get that. While others say they healed going raw with no glandulars. Well, that's possible. There's no question. It is possible to heal that with no glandulars, and I would respect that. Going to be a while. You know, that's all I can say, that glandulars definitely cut the time that your symptoms are there. They really inspire the function of the adrenals. Someday maybe they'll be more incorporated with stem cell and stuff like this, and you can really rebuild some adrenal glands faster. But right now, not so much. But you just hang in there. Raw foods will rebuild the body. Could take you a lot of years. That's why I use the herbs and why I use the glandulars, because it's a fraction of the time it would normally take you in just eating a raw food diet. And a lot of people will not stay raw foods for over 5 years. I think I was 10 or something, but you just can't. I've revisited all raw many different times for extended periods of time, and then this stress, that stress, going this and doing that, and traveling and do this and this and this, and it's the world at large. If you're sitting in a cave, no problem. No problem. Or in a Volkswagen camper van out in the woods, no problem. Have you had patients heal their adrenals going raw with no glandulars? Absolutely. Absolutely. But, hello. Time. We have a lot of great people out there. People in the Radhaswami, they don't do any meat at all. A lot of vegetarians don't do any meat. I respect that. A lot of good rock and rollers out there, real strict, and that's okay with me, totally. I don't care. Whatever you see, but hit those with the herbs at least, because if you don't use herbs and you're just doing fruits and vegetables, don't get mad, but you're going to be a lot of years trying to rebuild that. It's just the way it is. We're going to do this lymph video maybe here in a minute, and I'll try to get into, what extended periods of time your lymph system, what happens to it under years of acidosis. Okay, don't be confused. The KB. Oh, that's right, the KB. I haven't talked to you in a while, have I? Now just relax, you'll be okay.